Here's how to track any object in DaVinci Resolve. In this quick and easy tutorial, I'll take you through the process of creating this video. It's made up of 3 layers. First up, we have the starting layer. Then here's the second one where you can really see the reflections and all the detail. Cool, right? And finally, we have the screen that's visible both in the scene and reflected through Eve from WALL-E. It was such a great movie, wasn't it? If you want to see how I created the robot, I'm probably going to make it soon. Just let me know if you want to see how to do it. To get started, all you need is a keyboard and a mouse, preferably with a scroll wheel and also like these buttons. I mean, you don't need a keyboard and a mouse because your laptop is fine, but preferably you do have a keyboard with the F1 and 2 and etc. and a scroll wheel that works as a button as well. If you want my setup, you know where to find them and just work with what you got. All right, so let's focus on these 3 clips that we're working with. We'll select them all and press Command F to make a Fusion clip. Super simple, right? Next, head over to the Fusion tab. So we're in the Node tab. These are all nodes, and yeah, media 1, 2, and 3. We can't see them right now unless we just drag them over here. And now we know exactly what it is. I like to rename them right away. So this will be me, Gyra, and yeah, I'll just drag them just as a reminder. And this will be Eve, and I'll drag this one just for the right order of things. This will be screen. All right, so now that's set, I have one more thing. If you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you probably know this already or not, but you can hold down the scroll wheel and move everything around. So very important, we are going to click on a subject at all times when we want to add a node by pressing Shift Spacebar. It can look really crazy, really fast. And this is why you want to click on the subject. In this case, we are going to add a tracker on the original footage. Look it up, tracker, and we can just press Enter or click Add or select anything from here. But we'll just go with the normal tracker and click Add or once again press Enter, which I like to do. Also, we're gonna use the point tracker, delete this one because it's better in my opinion. So there's that. I just quickly thought about doing this for you, and in this case I would toggle everything off right over here, so screen toggled off and Eve toggled off, and focus on the tracker 1 in this case. Okay, drag it up. This little box will allow you to drag the tracker anywhere you like. So this little box, right? You see it? To zoom in, hold Command and use the scroll wheel, or hold Command and use your trackpad. You know, where's the trackpad? Yeah, and use the trackpad. All right, it's all pretty intuitive. So let's just have that in place. I'm sorry, if you know all of this, I'm sorry. I just have to share it for the beginners out there, all right? Welcome, by the way. I'm gonna track it on this area right over here. The reason for it is common sense, right? You wanna use it like an anchor to have your subject be anchored to, like a hook. So this could be anything that is visibly in the footage from start to finish. I'm gonna track it on the most obvious thing, but once again, it could be something like this. And yeah, it could be this too. As you can see, the 0.2 magnifying glass is allowing you to see what you're gonna track. And the other side will allow you to keep track of what you're tracking. And so to track, we'll press this button over here. It's gonna track it forward and in reverse. So the entire timeline. And right over here, you can keep track of what it's tracking. All right, so that went really fast. And that's typical for DaVinci, not like, you know, the other competitors out there. But if the tracker, you know, is a little off and stops midway, no worries. DaVinci, I don't know, there's something magical about it because you can just go back to that spot and retrack the point and just track forward again, one frame at a time. DaVinci can be a bit slow with these, but it thinks harder. It thinks harder, and it's just allowing the system to like really think about that tracking point, which originally just fell off, you know? So yeah, I'm sorry, there's no traumatic experience there. DaVinci really healed me since Adobe. I don't know if there's Adobe users out there watching right now. Probably yes, but yeah, I'm healed. I'm a healed creator right now. I'm a healed editor too. All right, so really simple fix and also part of the process if things go south. So what we're gonna do is we are going to connect it to Eve and also the screen, by the way. But I'm gonna toggle on Eve again, just focus on Eve first. This will go down. And so now it's important to click on Eve as the subject and then go to Shift Spacebar and type in transform. Enter again. But let's go a step back because you could also click Eve and find the transformer right over here. So yeah, there's two ways to find a few things. You can get familiar with everything that's right over here once you get used to using the Node tab. But let's focus on why we're, adding this. First of all, it's a transform node that will allow you to move the subject wherever you want. What you can do is really fun because you can right click all this information and connect it to the tracker that we just made. To do this, you right click on center, connect it to the tracker and offset position. So now it's literally sticking on the position of the tracker. Let's hit play. But in my case, I want to move it around and have the shadow, in the right place, etc. So if I go back and move this around, I'm trying, but it's not possible. So I'll just click on Eve again and add another transformer. And now I'm able to transform the position again. If I was to hit play from here, it just perfectly sticks right over there with this point tracker as an anchor. So obviously I'm gonna place it on the right spot. I'm gonna drag it to the beginning again, and so I can see the shadows that I created in the 3D space. So right about there is good enough. On set, I used the Insta360. It's really easy to place Wally or Eve, and yeah, this is a 360 of all the lighting conditions in this moment. You can use it outside as well. The app to create all of this is free. It's called Blender. You might know it already. You're gonna learn about it on this channel, and you're gonna learn how to refine your marketing and your workflow as a creator or as a brand owner. So this is where the shadow and reflections needed to go around here. Yeah. And now I'm going to do the same thing for screen, only I'm going to add a 3D node. So first adding a transform node and right clicking on center, connect it to the tracker again and its offset position. And then I'm going to click on screen again and shift space bar and add a DVE node for the 3D effect. So let me show you. This is the X axis and the Y axis and the Z axis. So look at this node group already. It's getting busy, but you can stay organized every time by clicking on the subject. This is why I like to rename it. So let's say, for example, you're gonna add all of these things and just, it's gonna look so crazy, but you're gonna have a lot of control by clicking on the subject, obviously. Okay, so let's go back and I'll quickly create it like the example. And we'll adjust the transform and size position. We'll also add slight Gaussian blur and just enough to make it feel more realistic, not too much. Next, we'll color grade this clip, and I already have a bunch of color grades saved, so I can just scroll through them. It's from every project and model I've worked with. Each I made specifically for the environment and lighting conditions of that time and shoot. So you can see how much it changes, on every, aspect of this shot. Oh wait, this one looks good actually, but I'll tweak it slightly. I need to bring it down a little bit, a bit more color to my face over here in the color tab for the skin. Just a touch here and there. So the process just involves exporting a frame, editing it in Photoshop, and building a custom color grade from an S-Log profile. So if you want to watch that tutorial, be my guest. It's available probably right now. For now, let's apply the same color to Eve. And yeah, there we go. All right, leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to see next, and let's refine it.